Hello, let me talk to you a few minutes about the ability to say no. Some of us have a hard time saying no. We like to always be positive and be like yes people, but sometimes we have to feel a little anger and just plain say no. In the 1976 movie Network, starring Peter Finch as the anchorman of a national broadcast news, he gets so down because the owner says he's going to have to fire him because the ratings are going down. Well, Mr. Beale says on the night of his firing, he's going to commit suicide on national TV and that will help bring the ratings up. Well, the owner is furious and said, "No, you will not. You will simply go and have your last broadcast and sign off." Well, before the last broadcast, Mr. Beale gets quite inebriated. And he begins to rail on about all the unfair things that happen in life, the terrible injustices, the ways that people are treated. And he gets so upset that he begins to say, "I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore." Soon he has all the crew on the set saying the same thing. And then he urges all the viewers to go to their windows and shout out, "I'm mad as hell too, and I'm not going to take it anymore." Well, people are doing it all over the country. And suddenly their ratings go up. And although Mr. Beale has to go, the director, played by Faye Dunaway, decides to program News Time as being something that could just make people angry. And of course, there's a lot in the world that will make people angry. And she does that and the ratings go up. Oh, there's something about getting angry and saying no that appeals to all of us. Jesus did that according to the Gospels. In the Gospel of John and Matthew, Jesus goes to Jerusalem, goes into the temple area, finds all the buying and selling. He says, "You've turned my Father's house into a marketplace." And he begins to tip over all the tables. He is angry. I can just imagine his disciples watching what he's doing. In the Gospel of Matthew, he says, "My Father's house was to be a place of prayer, but you've made it into this marketplace." Sometimes we need to say no. Sometimes we need to say, "I just can't take it anymore. You're creating an anger in me that I'm using it in a positive way to say no." And sometimes we have to do that to our church, even our denomination. I attended a program a few days ago called New Beginnings. And the leaders were from our own denomination saying that churches, even denomination themselves, every few years have to go through a waking up, have to stop doing things which are hurting it, which are killing it, and to say no, to have an evaluation. And as most difficult as it may be, we have to stop and say no to things that we've been doing for some time but are just hurting us, that are working against us. Sometimes we need to say no to our families. Sometimes parents need to say a large no to their children. "No, you can't do that. That is not right. I will not allow you to do that." Oh, the child may cry and scream, but the parent is still the parent. We had a minister retired, whose name is Lou Bigler, that came to our congregation a few years ago to teach a class on parenting. He said that the major purpose of being a parent is to help your children, save them from doing foolish things until the age of 18. How many times we as parents have abrogated on that responsibility? We get teased, or everybody else is doing it, so you can do it too, and it's their own destruction. I once counseled a family where the child, their young child, their son around 13 or 14, was put in an institution for some time. And I went and I had a talk with the counselor who said, the child never had no said to him. He has to learn his boundaries. Well, he did. And he went on to become a very successful and happy person. Saying no to family can be so difficult at times. Sometimes spouses have to say to their spouses, "No, I can't do that. What you're doing to me, I will not allow. I will not put up with. I've had it. I've had enough." And make changes. Sometimes we have to say that to parents. When we grow up and our parents keep telling us, "Don't do that," we say, "Look, I'm an adult now. This is what I want to do." How many of you did and became things that your parents at first did not want you to do and you had to say no? They made you a little angry? Well, many of us, all of us may have had some part of that. Learning to say no is very important. Some people rise up to occasionally say no to their countries, to their governments. Mahatma Gandhi did that in India to the British in the 1940s. Martin Luther King Jr. did that to our own country in the 1950s and 60s when he said no. Blatant racism and treating us as an inferior people, as your former slaves and all these Jim Crow laws has to go. And he did it as much as possible in a persistent but non-violent action. And it was very effective. Mother Jones, remember Mother Jones, that coal miner's wife from West Virginia, who organized coal miners back in the 30s and said, you know, I am so mad, we're not going to take it anymore. You're going to have proper pay, proper safeguards, and proper health benefits to be a miner in these deep coal mines. Mother Jones. Aaron Brockovich in Southern California, going after the Pacific Gas and Light Company for polluting, contaminating the waters of its people. Lois Gibbs in Niagara Falls. And today people like Michelle Alexander, an attorney who is pointing out the evils of our prison system. So, getting angry, having a little consternation, being able to say a no to individuals, to institutions, be they church, be they government, can be a very important part of living our lives with happiness and satisfaction. But how do we get the strength? In my favorite book, A Course in Miracles, it says when we need to make a decision, there's an opportunity for us to just listen. Listen, don't demand, don't decide, and don't sacrifice. Just listen, and you will be told the way. We have to meditate on it. Pull back, see if it's a genuine anger, something generally we need to speak about in this world of plurality, and then do it. It's not easy. We have to wait. My teacher from years ago, Father DeMello, used to say that meditating and quieting the mind is not easy. It's like a wild horse. It's like jet engines that don't want to shut down. So we have to sit and be quiet. And then the way is given. Aristotle said that to be angry is easy for all of us. But to know how to be angry, the right cause, at the right person, for the right manner, in the right degree, is not always easy. So we have to listen and then act and say, no, I cannot do that. I will work against it. And in doing that, you will be happier. And I think the people around you, your children, your family, your organization, in the end, will be happier and more free as well. God bless you in your ability and in mine to say no in a Christ-like proper manner. Good day, namaste, and God be with you all.